Hey guys, my name is Kenny, also known as Kenworth, and today I'm going to show you guys my PC Modern Warfare settings. Alright guys, so today I'm going to go over my settings with you. Mouse sensitivity, I like to put this on 8, which this thing is always finicky, so just type it in over here. That's the sensitivity I use. DPI is 800 in case you guys were wondering. Advanced, I don't change any of that. There is something I do change. Oh, it's right here. So I use Legacy, which if you look on the right, it kind of defines what it is. But if, when aimed down sights, your rotation speed is reduced based on the new field of view. This is how it worked in previous titles. So since I played all the old CODs, I like to put on Legacy just so it kind of stays with what I'm used to. And then everything else here, I don't change at all. So if we go over to General, FOV, I crank this to usually like 115. I don't really like it max, but if you guys are, looking for some graphic settings and you usually play with 60 or 80 FOV, I highly recommend you guys turn this up because it's really good if you're sitting close to a monitor. You want a higher FOV and you can see more people in the area as it shows on screen here. If you're at 80, you can only see this far out, whereas if you're on 120, you've got all this screen. You can see enemies or whatever you want to see. Advanced ADS, I don't change this. I actually don't even know what that does, so I'm just gonna leave that independent. Brightness, obviously this is kind of just based on your monitor settings. I don't change anything else. I skip this just so you don't have to look at the introduction movie every time you load up your game. Makes the loading up a little bit faster. I have the frames per second on, everything else usually disabled. And then we're gonna switch over to graphics, which is probably the most important thing. So screen refresh 240, render res I use 100%, display resolution 1920 by 1080, aspect ratio automatic, sync every frame disabled, custom frame rate I do have on custom. I usually run this at 240. I'm just gonna slide it down 240, but yep, and then all this is the same. 60 for the menu, out of focus 30 just to, if you're minimized, your GPU's not killing itself trying to load some frames. NVIDIA highlights, usually disable this or it captures like every single kill you get, which over time will destroy your hard drive. Texture resolution I put on high, texture filtering I put on high, particle quality I usually put on high as well. Bullet impacts enabled, you can disable it. I mean, this is just all for if you want to see bullet impacts. Tessellation, I usually turn this off, disable that. Shadow map resolution I have on high. The cache spot shadows, if you guys see it, actually, it kind of like preloads. It's like shader preloading before you enter a map, so you don't have to load the shadows when you get in. So I highly suggest you guys keep these enabled. Particle lighting, this is kind of personal preference as well, but I usually put this on normal. Ray tracing, although it does look nice, I disable it because I like having high frame rate. Ambient occlusion, I usually have this disabled because the dark corners in this game are already super dark. Screen space reflection, I have this disabled as well. Anti-Aliasing, usually I would disable this, but actually when you're streaming, it's a little bit better to have this on because it makes the stream quality look a little bit better. So if you guys are streamers or recording for YouTube and you don't have a lot of bitrate to throw towards it, I highly recommend turning this on at least one setting higher than off. And if you don't, and if you're just playing and you want more frames, just turn it off. And that'll give you more frames. So depth of field, I usually have that disabled. Thematic strength on 0. World motion blur off, weapon blur off, and film grain off as well. And then audio, just real fast, I like to put this on boost or high boost, depending on your headphones. Right now I've currently been using boost, and then I just mess with these until the audio is where you guys want it. But the other last thing that I haven't changed, but if you guys like the old hit marker sound, a lot of people don't even know the setting is here, but you can change the hit marker sound to classic, or you can put it to none. So I like to use the new one just because I'm used to it now after playing the game for so long. But yeah, those are my settings. Hopefully this will help you guys out. Alright guys, so those are the settings that I use for Modern Warfare on PC. Hopefully they can help you out. Thank you guys for watching.